Right now, as you watch this, you are sitting above a world you are never supposed to know exists. Not a theory, not a rumor. A documented, constructed, government-funded, parallel civilization, built in total secrecy, beneath your feet. 4 locations, 4 underground worlds. One carved by an ancient civilization that vanished before history began. One dug by 300,000 ordinary citizens who were never told why. One hidden inside the most expensive hotel in America, while members of Congress slept in the rooms above it. And one so large, so secret, so fully operational right now, that it has its own zip code. History remembers the cities we built above the ground. The most frightened governments buried theirs beneath it. Governments don't just build walls to keep you out. Sometimes they build entire cities. Welcome back to Mind Marvel Wonder. If you're new here, we don't report on secrets. We go looking for the places they tried to erase. We've covered forbidden islands, shadow governments, bioweapon test sites, underground alien bases. Today, we go deeper than any of them. Literally. Let's begin. In 1963, a man in central Turkey was renovating his home. He knocked down a wall in his basement and found a tunnel. Not a small tunnel, not a passageway. A staircase descending into darkness that seemed to have no end. What archaeologists discovered when they finally mapped what lay beneath that house is still to this day one of the most staggering discoveries in human history. Derinkuyu, an ancient underground city 85 meters deep, 18 floors below the surface, capable of housing 20,000 people. Their livestock, their food, their wine, and their dead. Built somewhere between the 8th century BC and the Byzantine era, though no one can say precisely when or precisely how. Derinkuyu has ventilation shafts so perfectly engineered that fresh air still circulates to the deepest level today. It has wells that tapped into underground water sources, churches carved directly from the rock, a school, a winery, a stable, and most chillingly, massive circular stone doors, each weighing half a ton, that could only be sealed from the inside. Whatever these people were hiding from, they were not planning to come back out. Derinkuyu was sealed, forgotten, buried under 18 centuries of silence. Today, only 8 of the 18 floors are open to visitors. The other 10 remain sealed. No one has officially explained what's down there. No one has officially explained why it stays locked. Some doors in history are not supposed to open twice. But if an ancient underground city sounds impossible, the next place wasn't carved by forgotten people. It was dug by hundreds of thousands of ordinary citizens, following government orders. In 1969, Mao Zedong gave an order that would define the next decade of Chinese history. He told the citizens of Beijing to dig. Not soldiers, not engineers, citizens, workers, school children, 300,000 ordinary people, given shovels, given quotas, and told to say nothing to anyone. What they built over the next decade is known today as DIXIA Cheng, the underground city of Beijing. 85 square kilometers of tunnels, bunkers, hospitals, warehouses, theaters, and weapons depots, built entirely beneath the streets. of one of the most densely populated cities on Earth. The official reason: protection from a Soviet nuclear strike. Mao had fallen out with the USSR. He believed war was coming, and he intended for 40% of Beijing's population, millions of people, to disappear underground and survive it. The tunnels connect to the Forbidden City, to Tiananmen Square, to railway stations, factories, and government ministries. Some corridors reportedly run all the way to the mountains outside the city, an escape route for the leadership, built on the backs of the people who would never use it. Today, the Chinese government offers a guided tour of a single looping section, a few hundred meters, sanitized, lit, curated. The other 84.9 square kilometers, sealed, restricted, off limits. Some reports suggest parts of DIXIA Cheng are still inhabited, thousands of people living below Beijing streets, in unofficial spaces the government neither confirms nor clears. A city beneath a city, and you will never be allowed to see it. The Greenbrier Resort in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, is one of the most beautiful hotels in the United States. A white, pillared, 700-room luxury property nestled in the Appalachian Mountains. Presidents have stayed here, kings and queens have stayed here. The American elite have been coming here since 1778, during the Cold War. For 30 years, none of them knew what was underneath them. In 1958, a construction team arrived at the Greenbrier under the cover of a legitimate hotel renovation project. What they actually built beneath a luxury ballroom, behind false walls, hidden from every guest above, was a fully operational emergency relocation facility for the entire United States Congress. 153 rooms, 18 dormitories, a House chamber, a Senate chamber, a broadcast studio, a fully equipped hospital, a power plant, a water filtration system, enough supplies to sustain 1,100 government officials for 60 days, following a nuclear strike. The codename was Operation Greek Island. The bunker had its own dedicated team of government employees, placed permanently inside the hotel, posing as audio-visual technicians. Their real job was to maintain the facility 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, for 30 years. Nobody talked, not the staff, not the construction workers, not the employees stationed there full-time. The secret held for 3 decades, until 1992, when the Washington Post published a story that blew the entire operation open. The government immediately decommissioned the facility. The bunker was no longer secret, and therefore no longer useful. Think about what that means. They didn't build a backup. They didn't find a new location. They simply accepted that the plan to save American democracy in the event of nuclear war was now worthless. Because the only thing that made it work was that you didn't know it existed. Here's the difference between the Greenbrier and our final location. The Greenbrier became history, Raven Rock never did. The Greenbrier was exposed. Raven Rock was not. It remains operational to this day. Raven Rock Mountain Complex. Officially designated Site R by the US military, sits inside a hollowed-out granite mountain near the Pennsylvania-Maryland border. It was built in the 1950s. It has never stopped running. What's inside? 5 underground buildings, 15 floors each, a cafeteria, a barber shop, a medical center, a chapel. Its own independent water supply, its own power grid. 650,000 square feet of fully functioning government infrastructure, buried inside a mountain, built to survive a direct nuclear strike on Washington, D.C. Raven Rock is sometimes called the Underground Pentagon. It is where senior military command, the Joint Chiefs, the Secretary of Defense, and the continuity of military government would relocate if the surface word ceased to exist. It was used. On September 11, 2001, Vice President Dick Cheney was evacuated here. The facility went to full activation for a brief window on that morning. The functional government of the United States was operating from inside a mountain. Today, Raven Rock is modernized, upgraded for cyber threats, equipped for biological and chemical attack scenarios. It has its own dedicated helicopter landing zone, its own classified communication systems linked directly to the president. And unlike every other location in this video, it cannot be visited, cannot be toured, cannot be photographed, cannot be officially confirmed in any detail beyond what has already leaked. You are not allowed to know what is inside that mountain. You are not allowed to know what it's currently preparing for. The government isn't hiding Raven Rock because of the past. They're hiding it because of what they think is coming. 4 places, 4 different centuries, 4 different governments, one identical conclusion. When things go wrong above the surface, and they believed things would go very, very wrong, the plan was never to fix it. The plan was to go underground and outlast it. Derinkuyu's builders sealed themselves inside with circular stone doors that weighed half a ton. Beijing's citizens dug 85 square kilometers of tunnels on government orders and were told to keep quiet about it. America's Congress had a luxury bunker hidden in a hotel ballroom for 30 years, and somewhere inside a Pennsylvania mountain, right now, a government facility remains operational. So the question isn't whether these places exist. The documents confirm they do. Across the centuries, governments changed, borders changed, enemies changed. One thing never changed. When leaders believe the world above might fail, their first plan was never to rebuild it. It was to survive beneath it. The question is, what do the people who built them know, like you don't? If this video made you look at the ground differently, you're exactly the kind of person who should subscribe, because next time we go somewhere they really don't want us talking about, at Mind Marvel Wonder, we don't look away.